What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gaming with the Bros Cast, episode 144. My name is Harrison. I am joined by my brother Nick. As always, Nick, how are you doing on this lovely Tuesday
Tuesday.
night?
Not a Monday. Sorry, it would have been a bad idea. We had floors put in and they weren't done until like 6:30 or 7.
Yeah,
So by that point, like, we just started moving stuff upstairs.
yeah,
So it was a good idea for me to
yeah. No, it's no worries. No worries.
Yeah.
Give us a little extra time to, I don't know, play games or
Yeah.
whatever. Get
Play
caught
more
up with some
games,
stuff.
more
Yeah,
news.
yeah.
Yeah,
More
been
news.
good. Good. I'm just tired.
Yeah, I feel you.
Tired. Tired.
I've been feeling pretty tired lately in general, and I think it's just I don't know, getting up like I think I actually get up earlier now
Mhm.
than I did before I started working back from home again. Um, just found out my son's COVID test was negative, so that's great. He's had like
Is
a
he
cough.
feeling good?
He's had a cough like really ever like since like the second week of school, and which we expected because like he hasn't been around a ton of kids his whole life.
Yeah. So he's gonna get
So
all those little
yeah, we expected the
flu.
kindergarten like sickness or whatever. And he had a field trip today, and he came back and he had like 102 fever and stuff like that. So we're like, let's test him. But it was negative, so just some sort of cold or something. But yeah, that's negative, so we don't have to worry about that. That's good.
Have you caught anything
I
from
have
him
not
yet?
just popped in. No, I have not. Well, I got sick a couple of weeks ago. And I mean I had like a little bit of a cough, so I just like ate ate cough drops like they were candy for like 2 days, and I was good to go.
Delicious.
Yeah, little cherry flavor. It's classic.
Little cherry? I like it.
But yeah, that's yeah. Luckily, he doesn't have COVID. I mean, he's had it before, um, and
Who hasn't?
he got through it. Yeah, right, and he got through it just fine. So not necessarily worried, but good to know that he can go back to school because we have a relatively busy weekend this week. We're gonna try to go to our local Halloween place. Um, and then Halloween's Monday, which they have this Friday off, and they have Monday off, which is cool. I never
Cool.
understood why they don't do the day after Halloween. That always blows my mind, but what it is, what it is.
Wait, they have school off for
I think
two
it's just
days? Oh,
yeah, it's like a teacher work day, so they have like that Friday off, and then
right. Okay.
they have the Monday off. So it's just I think it just yeah, it's just like a teacher work day for both those days.
Yeah.
So again, like maybe done like Monday and Tuesday, like that would make more sense to me. That way you have like a full week, but
Most
prior,
teachers, man, they want
but
Friday off though.
yeah, I guess. Um, so yeah, so yeah, just Halloween. Are you in the Halloween spirit, Nick? I don't know. I don't think
I'm
I
not.
really ever am. It's been a while since I've
Well,
really been like last year. We watched a lot of like the Halloween Bacon Championships, stuff like that, and
mhm.
we've watched one episode this year, which it's Kellen's going to bed early, and we gotta get up super early, so we don't have time to like really stay up too late on like the weekdays anymore. But
Yeah.
even then, like we just I don't know. I'm just not in the spirit.
Yeah, like I wouldn't blame the fact that we've been moving this past month
Yeah,
as to why I'm not in the spirit, but like I don't know if I would have been, to be honest. Like I was last year. Like we did like the whole pumpkin carving, and got like went to a pumpkin patch and got pumpkins and watched like a few scary movies. Like nothing really, like not a lot. Like we didn't do a lot last year aside from just decorate,
yeah,
but really haven't done anything. Like I haven't watched a single scary movie. The only like scary-ish game I've played is Scorn. Like
yeah,
I haven't like gone back and played like I don't know, like like a Resident Evil or something like that, or just a horror game. Like normally I'll dip into one around Halloween, but I really haven't. But I don't know. I don't know what that says about you and I. Maybe the world is experiencing that too. So if anyone's listening and you're also not in the Halloween spirit, let us know. Let us know
yeah.
why you're feeling.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been for like a while, and I think it's the kids really are like kind of what ground me to Halloween nowadays. Is just getting them dressed up, and we went to Spirit Halloween last weekend, which is funny because like Kellen watches like the YouTuber guy that tours like the Spirit Halloween
Oh
stores.
yeah, yeah.
So at first he was like kind of
That'd be good.
scared because they had like two big ones like right up front. And then once he got in there, he's like, "Oh, they have like," and he was like narrating and like he was the guy. He's like, "They have 4 of this animatronic and 6 of this one and 5 of this one." So it was really cute. So he's gonna be a Reaper for Halloween.
Oh, that's a classic.
Yeah, it's like one of those like faceless like Reapers, and it's got like the little goggles that go behind it, like the red goggles. It looks super cool in the dark. So he is excited for that. And Kaylee's gonna be like a stick. It's like a blackout suit, but it's got like the stick glow up lights on
nice.
there, and she's going,
Those are cool.
yeah.
She needs to come with a cool dance or something to do.
Yeah, but November 1st hits, lights are going up, Christmas lights, baby.
Really,
Yes.
you're going hard.
I'm
Okay.
going hard because I put my giant spider like on my roof, so I'm already gonna be up there. So like, why not just instead of
a little
risk
switch
falling, I could just put lights up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going hard. I'm going hard for Christmas. The Christmas is like really the only holiday that I really get into nowadays.
And that one, like,
That's the best one. I mean,
I mean, obviously you
holidays
can't
in
start
general.
it. Yeah, like you can't start Christmas before November 1st, but you can start on November 1st, and that's 2 months.
Yeah.
That's 2 months that you get to have all your lights up.
And
you can have
nobody's
all your
gonna say
decorations up.
anything like, "Oh, that's too early." Let's get It's like no, Thanksgiving. It's like pretty much Halloween, and then it's Christmas until January. Like that's holidays until January. So
Like if it was September 1st and you started putting up Halloween decorations, I'd be like, whoa, 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 whoa,
yeah, it's a little early.
that's a little early.
Yeah,
It's a little too intense.
it's like it's
but-
still like 100 degrees outside. Like what are you doing? It's not fall. So, but yeah, other than that, week was really good. How was yours? Other than getting your floors done, I'm sure you guys are both relieved to get that done and finally able to get stuff situated.
Yeah, got that done, and then this weekend we did like a floating shelf in the bathroom, in the master bathroom. So we like sanded that down and stained it, and like used like a Craig jig to get like a 45-degree screws into the wall, so it looked like it was floating. And then here, I'll show you a picture. And then we did what's called a board and batten on our master bedroom wall.
Oh, nice.
So it's
That looks super cool.
Yeah, so it's like the paneling.
Yeah.
And that was tough, but we learned a lot and we figured it out. And I could definitely do this again. It's not as bad as I initially thought it was, but it's cool, man. It looks really good. Feel just really accomplished.
Yeah.
Feel like I've like unlocked a new skill.
Yeah. Homeownership, man. You'll find out skills that you never knew you had until you're like
that
forced
I
to
never
do
knew I
it.
wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we've kind of just done a lot of like random stuff throughout the house, and now we just need to unpack since we can like have everything upstairs now. So yeah, it's been fun.
Sweet.
It's been a lot.
Yeah.
But ready to talk about some games.
Yeah, man.
Ready to play some more games too.
Let's dive into it. So I have not played Mario yet. I haven't even bought it yet. Which I need to, because if I don't play it this week or next week, well, I've got some time, because I mean God of War doesn't come out until November 9th, so. But
Are you picking that up day one?
God of War.
Yeah.
I probably will. Yeah. So
On
I heard
the PS4?
yeah, but I heard it's just a PS4 game. So I mean, I think I'm good.
Ooh. Ooh.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but I mean, it's
It seems like a continuation of God of War.
which is what I wanted. Like people are like, very quick tangent, but like people on Twitter that have had like early copies, reviewers and stuff have had copies of the game, are like, yeah, it's a really great sequel, like a safe sequel to God of War. Which, I mean, what do you expect it to be? Like, it's not gonna be like the God of War 3 to the reboot, 2018 reboot. It's not gonna be that. It's just gonna be a continuation, which
No.
I want that. I want to just be a continuation of what I got because that game was amazing, and that's fine.
Yeah, just build on the mechanics, make it better. I mean, the foundation's there.
Yeah,
Like,
that's why we got it
great
relatively quickly. You know, but
Yeah.
I don't know. People
Like
are
4 years.
people are freaking out and fighting each other on Twitter, fighting themselves. So whatever.
People are freaking out about everything. They're freaking out about Ponytail being 30, even though like that's
Oh my gosh.
it's a beautiful looking game. It doesn't need to be 60. Like, you're not gonna lose your mind playing at 30.
Yeah, I mean, I get what people are saying. Like at least like even like like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, like a 2-year-old game, like that had like a fidelity mode and like a performance mode where you could choose. So I think people are just mad that there's not an option. But like even still, like it's fine. Like it plays there was very few times where like the game, and I finished it, and there's been very few times where like it stuttered on me. Like it ran like perfectly smooth. Like yeah, I mean I guess you could tell it wasn't like 60, but it's fine. You know?
Yeah,
So
it works, and the game is absolutely gorgeous.
it's crazy because like Asobo Studios is not a huge studio from what I can tell, and like they are putting out triple like A quality stuff like better than some triple A studios. Like I don't know how they get these games to look as because Innocence looked amazing too, but this game it's one of the best looking games I've ever played. It's gorgeous looking.
Yeah, I was playing before this, and I got past that part
Okay.
where it like glitched. I guess so. We're talking about Plague Tale now. So I got past that part where it kind of like glitched out on me, and I couldn't progress. So I just restarted that chapter. I was at the beginning, anyways,
Yeah.
and I got to the point where like you get the crossbow, and you
Okay.
just kind of see you you kind of see this from the beginning. You see like Amicia's like really strong attachment and bond with Hugo.
Yeah.
And like that's kind of a focal point so far in the game where like you kind of see her spiral just because of how much she cares about Hugo. And like once I got to that section, I was like, holy crap, like she's a menace. Like she is like a killer.
Yeah.
And it's just something like it's something that they didn't really touch on in the first game. Like they touched upon like losing your innocence, like having to kill people because you have to. It's them.
Oh, they'll call it out to you. Like they'll be like, okay, that's one person. Okay, that's two. That's three.
Yeah.
And they bring it up multiple times. Like even when you meet other characters, in the game, like they're like, dang, I mean, you see it like that's, and they're like, she's like, I have to do what I have to do. And like they deserve it, which she's not wrong, but they kind of judge you. And going off of that as well, the game actually. You kind of you still have like your same kind of like upgrade path, like you find like parts and stuff and like what was it called,
like the tools,
the tool to upgrade like your slingshot and your crossbow and your other like your satchel and stuff. But there's also like a passive abilities that you have as well, so like it kind of goes off the way you play. So if you're aggressive, the aggressive line is going to pull up, and like one of those is like you can run up on an enemy and push them into the rats or push them into fire, which is really cool. And then it has like, if you're more stealthy, they base it off of like each like encounter. So once you clear an area and you shut the door and lock it, that's an encounter.
That's when
okay. And that's when it'll cause the bar to go up. But like if you're sneaky, they'll give you lighter footsteps, stuff like that. So it's really cool. I guess, and it adds replayability, so you could be, sneaky and then, be super aggressive in like the next playthrough. So really like that aspect of the game.
Yeah, what's been your play style, or what was your play style throughout most of it?
I mean, I try to sneak as much as I can. But I mean, sometimes you just gotta throw that rock. You just gotta sling that rock at people. But it does make you feel bad. Like whether it's Hugo or like another character you meet along the way, they'll make you feel bad. Like, dang, you see, like that's like 2 in a row you just murdered. So So I tried
Yeah.
to play the best, but then there's just some scenarios that like it's just like how am I supposed to get past this?
Without
Without killing somebody.
alerting.
And this game's a lot like it still follows like the same kind of trajectory. Like you're still it's not an open world or anything, but the zones, the areas are a lot bigger for you to. There's like multiple paths within like an area to get to the door or the escape point, which is really cool.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like I tend to be sneaky until I'm not, and then I'm like, all right, I either have to just run, and usually I run and I get to the door, but I can't open the door because like people are coming up on me. So I'll just throw like a fire pot at someone and then throw tar at them, and then that'll just like create this like barrier between me and them. And usually I can get through the door, but like I really try to sneak. Like I really do my best. But
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's
I
fun
feel
sneaking
like
around.
it's impossible to do the whole thing without sneaking, like without doing like a whole section because man, like their eyesight, the enemy's eyesight is pretty phenomenal. Like they
Yeah.
can really spot you.
Yeah, and I think one of the, like the passive abilities too is like you have more time to between like if an enemy sees you, you have more time to not get caught. Um, so yeah, it's I mean if you want to compare games like as far as like the overall like adventure aspect of it, like you're going on this grand journey, it's a lot like a Last of Us. And then the first one was a lot
Yeah.
like that too. So that so you, but in the Last of Us, if you get caught you have a pretty good chance of surviving that encounter. With this game, it's not quite as brutal as like the first one, where if you got caught and an enemy runs up on you, you're pretty much dead. They give you, whether you can counter or if you have like a knife on you, you can like do like an instant kill if they come up on you. And then for a lot of times, like you could get knocked down one time, get back up, and then kind of run away and try to find a different ground to do stuff. But so they give you a lot more options to like attack enemies and use the rat as your as your favor and stuff like that. I will say the boss fights are a little weak, just like the last game. When they tend to, when there's like a boss fight in like an arena, they'll throw other enemies at you as well. So there may be like 4 or 5 people like rushing you at one time, and you have to like somehow like run around and stuff like that. And I had to get over a hump because at first I was using like the left trigger to pull up my weapon or whatever, and then I would switch to like the pod or like just using like a hand. And every time I would do that, you like stood, especially if like the sling, you would stand up and people would see you. So like I had to get in the habit of like pressing the right bumper, like the radio bumper or whatever,
Oh yeah.
the radio menu, and then going in that, and that helped out a lot. But yeah, the boss fights are still not super super great, and there's not a ton of them in the game, but there is a few where it can get a little where it can give you may not have at your point in time, or you'll have like an area where like there'll be like 10 enemies that come at you or something like that. Not at once, but like in a 3-minute segment. But so like this part's gonna be a little challenging. But other than that, I mean, the game is it's amazing. It feels like kind of like God of War. I mean, it feels like just a continuation of the last game. Nothing major. I mean, there's not huge drastic like changes to the combat or anything like that. It just feels better. The sheer amount of rats that are on screen is, I mean, it's incredible. And like the chase scenes are like straight out of like Uncharted. And there's like they do like the Crash Bandicoot thing too, where they like you'll be running towards the camera. And they don't do that like a ton where it's like annoying, but when they do, like it's really effective and really cool.
Yeah. I've really enjoyed it so far. I mean, like you said, it's just building. It's building on the first game. It's not doing anything crazy. Like it's giving Amicia a bigger arsenal. It's allowing you to have more versatility when you control Hugo.
Yeah.
Which is I've barely gotten into actually controlling Hugo at this point, but that part's really cool too. I mean that's a cool mechanic that was kind of in like the last little bit of the first game. where you're controlling. But yeah, it's a really fun game so far. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, and they unlock some like later mechanics too, um, based off of the characters you come across, which is really cool. Like those characters has like their own specific mechanics that can help out, in like an encounter and stuff like that. So, uh, yeah, they do a good job of like kind of expanding the combat and the gameplay from the previous one. So
Yeah.
really good. Yeah, I mean this the game of the year is gonna be tough. I think like at least like the top five is gonna be really challenging. Top three, something like that. I mean it took me
Yeah.
about 16 hours to finish, so a decently
Okay.
lengthy game. Um, so yeah, it's really good. It's really good. Highly
Nice.
recommend it, especially if you like
Yeah.
like this like the Last of Us style games. It's good.
Yeah. Agreed.
Um,
All right.
Nick, I want to hear you talk about Mario and Rabbids.
Yeah. So Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope is the sequel to the 2017 Ubisoft Mario or Rabbids and Mario crossover that everyone thought was going to be terrible, but actually ended up being amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And yeah, and this one's kind of like a Plague Tale. It's kind of building off of that, like not doing anything too crazy, but improving the areas needed to be improved. Um, Actually, not necessarily needed to be improved, but like there's no more grid, so that you're no longer moving your characters in a grid. It's kind of like open space, so like you can run around however much you want in this open space in one turn,
Hmm.
and you can do like a few different actions, like sliding into an enemy, picking up a bomb and throwing them at somebody else. Like you can do all of that, and then you can get into position and actually shoot somebody or actually like activate your special. So there's a lot of versatility. Like you can like jump off of a teammate and hover over an area and then drop down to a new area. Like there's a lot that there's a lot of interesting mechanics in this game that really make it feel open, that make it feel very open. Feels like you can tackle a map in a bunch of different ways. And yeah, it's been a joy to play. Like I've loved the encounters. It feels like such a good continuation of the first game. And I will say one of my grievances with the game so far is it feels a lot more like an Ubisoft game than the first one did.
Okay.
Just in terms of like the UI and the unlockables and collectibles and kind of the way you level up your characters, where there's like a skill tree, there's like different sparks that you collect that give your character certain abilities, like a burn ability, a freeze ability, like acid, stuff like that. So that aspect of it, it feels like it was more influenced by Ubisoft this time around, whereas before it was a pretty straight shooter where like you were going from battle to battle and there wasn't too much in between. Like there was like some collectibles, a few like secret spots, and I just enjoyed how straightforward it was. And this one's like, okay, you have side quests now.
Okay.
You have more an area. There are more like pretty mindless puzzles that you have to do, or
Okay.
that you get to do going from one area to another. So, in my personal opinion, and this is coming from someone who really likes the tactics portion of tactics games. Like I'm not too interested in the in between stuff. Like with Fire Emblem, I just want to get from chapter to chapter
Yeah.
with this little uh with as little interruption as possible.
Yeah.
And this one, it feels like there's a little bit more of an interruption than there was in the first game.
Okay.
Um, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. There's just more to do.
Okay.
There's more stuff to explore. Like that's kind of why it feels like an Ubisoft game, because it's padded. There's a lot of stuff. Like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, obviously not to that scale,
Yeah.
but it just in that game there felt like, oh my god, there's like so much to do. And this one, there's various side quests and a bunch of stuff. But the actual gameplay is spot on. It feels even better than the first game, and I thought the first game felt really amazing. So you can always skip the side stuff. Skip the side stuff and just go straight through it. But
I'm assuming side stuff that you can get like more sparks or whatever like that. That's how you expand on that.
Yeah, so you get sparks, money,
Okay.
Items, just kind of like random stuff. But yeah, I'm only like 4 hours in, so I just got to. Oh, actually, I'm like halfway through the second world or the second area. But yeah, I'm liking it.
Sweet.
I'm in a weird spot where like I'm like the same percentage of the way through for Plague Tale and Mario and Rabbids. I just need to stick to one.
Yeah, it's a tough time, man. Yeah, there's so many games. I mean, we got Bayonetta 3 coming out Friday, Resident Evil, the expansion coming out, Gold Edition, whatever you want to call it. Yeah,
there's a lot
of stuff. We're in the heart of it. We're into the thick of it. Yeah, I definitely want to play it. I'll probably pick it up either tonight or tomorrow or something, or maybe just pick it up Friday when I go pick up Bayonetta.
You can always wait till Black Friday. That'll probably be like $25 or $30.
I don't know. I mean, it's a first party Nintendo, or second party. I don't know the exact. Yeah,
the first one dropped down pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean, it was always on sale. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how
you fare over these next few days.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how I fare. But sweet, yeah. Plague Tale. Yeah, you need to finish Plague Tale. It's so good, so good.
The story is great. Like I'm like super gripped into the story.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be curious what you think about the ending. It's pretty good. I did pick up. They had a sale on the Xbox store, like I can't remember. I think it's Supermassive Games, like the Man of Medan, that developer.
Yeah,
they had a sale for all those 3 of those games for like $30. So
anthology games.
Yep. So if you and Alicia want to play something co-op together, go ahead and download it, because all those are like those co-op games. So just getting a little bit to the spooky mood a little bit, because they have I think either next month or soon they have like a new game coming out that's going to take place in like the castle of like H.H. Holmes, like the famous serial killer or whatever. And Brittany's super into serial killer stuff too. So, and I just watched the Dahmer TV show on Netflix, which was amazing and disturbing. But yeah,
I have not watched that. I don't know if I will. It might be a little bit too dark.
It's
stuff. I don't know. That stuff just like skews me out, man.
It's dark. It's not like super gory that you would expect. Mm-hmm. Like you don't see him really chopping people up at all. It's just kind of like just him knowing what he's gonna do and meets these people, and then and then just drugging them and stuff like that. It's super but but it's good. It's really good. But yeah, I think that's everything that have you been playing anything else, Nick? I saw Nier on your list. What's up with that?
Yeah, I haven't played it. Well, I haven't played it since.
Oh, sorry. You already talked about Scorn. That. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot that we talked about Scorn last week, but yeah, that was really the last time I played it.
Okay.
I need to get back to it. Damn it! I can't not finish this game again.
Yeah.
I have to do it.
Well, I mean, you've got time. So maybe not. What's God of War comes out the 8th, and then Pokemon, which I'm still up on the arms about that one. I don't know if I'm going to pick that one up. I may just pass.
And then Callisto.
And then Callisto comes out December 2nd, which looks so good.
Looks pretty great.
Yeah. But yeah, let's dive into the news.
Right.
So last week we talked briefly about last Saturday. Helena Taylor came out and was talking about how she was only paid $4,000 for the voice work for Bayonetta 3, which was astronomically low. She said, but based off of it being third entry in the franchise and blah blah blah. And then Jason Schreier out of Bloomberg came out and said no. And he said he saw some reports. Obviously, he can't show them, but he saw reports that it was actually 34,000 per session, up to about 5 sessions. So she could have made anywhere between 15 and 20,000. Which I don't know voice acting work. I don't know what the going rate is. Based off of those reports, she was actually getting paid a little bit higher than what her rates would have been. And then Helena Taylor last night came out and basically confirmed that she lied about the numbers, or I don't know. So it's just one of those cases where don't jump to conclusions based off what you hear. I mean, there were so many, and Twitter is, and I know why she did it. Twitter is like the worst place to spread information, especially false information, because people will believe you, especially if you have a check mark by your name. And a lot of people with check marks by their name were, hashtag boycott Bayonetta, blah, blah, blah. But, as soon as all that kind of stuff, people were like, oh, actually, no, maybe don't. But she obviously broke NDA, was coming after Jennifer Hale, which is the new voice actor of Bayonetta.
Which was unprecedented.
Yeah, and then
just kind of a low blow.
Yeah, it just seemed like a really selfish move because, like, again, there's so many other people that work on this game that have nothing to do with the rates. And Platinum tried to offer you something that they thought was reasonable based off of your history. I mean, she's only and she hadn't had voice acting work in 8 years since Bayonetta 2. So, your going rate is not going to be as much as like Jennifer Hale, which we don't know her numbers because she's under NDA, but you're just not going to get paid as much for that kind of stuff.
When you're not like a sought after voice actress, then you're not going to get Bayonetta is not a huge franchise. Like, I know everybody knows about it. I know most people, like most gamers or most like hardcore gamers, whatever, know what Bayonetta is, but the highest one of the games has sold is like 1 to 2 million.
Yeah, she was coming out saying like 450 million, like something like Bayonetta is not worth
million total like USD franchise.
USD, not including like merchandise. Which Bayonetta is not. Nobody could understand where that number was coming from. Like, it's not a $500 million franchise. It's just not. There's no way. No. And she said she counteroffered and she wanted like at least 6 figures plus residuals, which, to be fair, voice actors maybe should get some residuals for type of stuff depending on, how big the franchise is. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know even if like Jennifer Hale is getting 6 figures on Bayonetta. It's probably not likely at all.
Probably not.
So again,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Just wait. Yeah. But just wait for more information. But she didn't specifically say that she wanted 6 figures. That was a report. That was in the report from Jason Schreier, right? And then she just said that she had seen reports that she was asking for $250,000, and she said that was absolutely incorrect. But I didn't see
anything about
250. 250,000.
I don't know.
It's just
yeah. I think she thought she was going to do something, and it just completely backfired on her once people use their critical thinking and then realized that she was probably just lying, and then she actually came out and said, this is what actually happened. Yeah. So
I mean, kind of just lying by omission because. She might have received a $4,000 offer for a couple of lines.
Yeah, that was like a cameo. Yeah, and that was after everything was said and done. After they had already went with Jennifer, like they were still going to be like, hey, we still want you to be part of the game. Cameo 4,000. I don't know.
Yeah. So she failed to mention the initial offers and counter offers.
Yeah.
But I guess that's not important information, and we should all boycott Bayonetta 3. But
Yeah. Which it actually backfired because Bayonetta was actually charting on like Amazon sales and stuff like that. So, yeah, it'll probably. I mean, it was probably already going to be the best-selling Bayonetta game in franchise because I mean it's debuting on the Switch, which we already know Switch just sells games for whatever reason. It's just that there's so many of them, and but yeah, I mean Nintendo got some free marketing out of that, so I'm sure they're
I know.
not happy about how it happened, but hey, even bad news is good press, right? So, and it turned out to be good press for them because they weren't necessarily in the wrong on that situation,
Right.
but
yeah,
it was fun watching all the YouTubers and stuff like coming out, especially my boy OJ, man. Just I feel like we talk about him every week now, but yeah, just absolutely trolling people. Will be like critical thinking, man. Just use critical thinking, and you guys will be okay on Twitter. But
yeah, calling on everybody for backpedaling on their whole boycott Bayonetta initiative. It's like, dude, you can't.
Like that's such a strong boycott is a very strong thing to get somebody to do. Boycotting a game again, it almost never works, right? I mean, it's just not, and again, we talked about it last week. Are those same people, do they boycott Activision Blizzard stuff, or do they still buy it? Probably. Like,
because that's way worse.
When you boycott a company, like you're setting such a high precedent for, so that means every single game company, every single developer, every single publisher, now we have to look into, okay, how do they operate business? What are they paying their people? Have they had any scandals? Like you have to, like, if you're going to do something like that, you have to then go further and beyond and judge every single little aspect of a company, which is impossible. And nobody wants to do that. So
yeah, no one wants to. That's just it's a lot of I don't know, it's a lot of responsibility to take on mentally of like, oh, like if I buy this thing, I have to make sure that this company is like 100% clean.
Yeah.
And that's just, it's not reasonable to ask people to do that for every purchase that they make. Like if you're looking forward to a game for 8 years and as far as you can tell there's nothing blasphemous going on at the company, then like get the game. Like,
yeah, I mean, boycotts like really only makes sense to me if it's like an artist, like an individual person, or like author or something. Where if they're, I don't know, even then it's like it's just so much. It's just so much to.
Well, if it's one person and they're completely awful as a human being, then yeah, like boycott their stuff. But it's a company made up of hundreds of people.
Yeah.
And one person didn't get underpaid, but that was the story, right? It was like one.
Yeah. One person that didn't even have nothing to do with making the game. Like, she was just a voice actor, which is, I mean, she was. I liked her voice in 1 and 2. It's fine, but I would rather just play the game and just have someone else voice her if that's what it has to be, I want to support the game itself and not necessarily the voice actor in this situation or really any situation. I mean, anybody can be replaced, which sucks, but yeah, I mean, we've been waiting a long time for Bayonetta 3, so
it's not like it's not her or the game, it's the game with her or the game without her. But either way,
the game's coming.
Yeah. And that's the truth of it. When you have when you're a voice actor or a voice actress, your face isn't like, you are not the game. I don't know.
I mean, and a lot of people like don't really know who Helena Taylor was before this. Like, no, they probably didn't look up her name. I didn't know her name really. So it, I don't know. It's a lot.
It's a tough situation, but we've learned not to just boycott them. I mean, I don't know.
Or maybe like just wait until both sides of the story are out there before you make a judgment. The next time something like this happens, it'll happen the same thing on Twitter again. Just stay just stay off Twitter.
There's going to be like a boycott, Tears of the Kingdom, for whatever reason. There's going to be a boycott God of War. I'm sure there already is for whatever reason. Like, Twitter.
Yeah, whole Twitter.
It's Twitter.
Speaking of Bayonetta 3, it's reviewing very well. It's at 89 on 29 out of 30. I think it's an 89 on Metacritic right now, as we speak. Yeah. And I think most of the major outlets reviews are in, so it'll probably stay at an 89 or maybe drop down to an 88 or something like that. But
couldn't hit that 90.
Couldn't hit the 90. So yeah, I'm very happy that after all this stuff happened over the last couple weeks, that the game comes out and is amazing, and is as good as the last two, if not better. So good for that.
I'm excited about the three. I mean, obviously you play as Bayonetta, but playing as Viola and Jean. Apparently Jean is like a 2D. Playing as her, you play as her in like a 2D side scrolling.
Yeah, I saw that in the trailer. I didn't know if that was like a one-off thing or that was like.
I think that's her like play shtick.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so like at least like it doesn't feel like just like a Bayonetta clone. They actually do something like different. So that's really good to hear. And like all the kaiju stuff looks awesome. Like it looks like a really really fun game. I can't wait.
I'm pumped. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah,
I loved Bayonetta 2 and Bayonetta 1.
Yeah, Bayonetta 2 especially was just really really good. Felt really good. So yeah, excited to get this one. Get my Trinity Masquerade Edition from Best Buy on Friday after work.
So, are you picking it up?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick it up. Best Buy, they don't. The last few times I've ordered something from them, game wise, they don't deliver. So
really,
so it is what it is. I don't mind. I'll probably buy something else while I'm there. I don't know. Who knows?
Might pick up Mario and Rabbids.
I just might. I'm on a physical kick right now, so I may just pick it up physical. Who knows?
Do your thing, man.
Yeah,
do your thing.
Yeah. Nick, do you want to read the next one?
I actually don't know what this one's talking about.
Oh, okay. Okay, no, you're good. I got the list pulled up here. Xbox sales are up over last year. Microsoft typically doesn't share like hard numbers, but their hardware sales were up 13% for the period between July and September compared to the same period last year. And then the same period last year, based off of 2020, they were up like 166%, which obviously, new console stuff like that from 2020. So that makes sense. Their overall like content service revenue is down 3%, but their Game Pass subscriptions are up. So that makes sense, like content wise, because they haven't really had a lot of first party games.
Yeah.
Or really like major third party releases either on the Xbox. So that makes sense. But Game Pass is up, so that's good for Microsoft.
Good for the gamers, I guess. More people in it means more money being funneled into it. And I saw somewhere that something like 50% of the sales of the Series S console are new players in the ecosystem, or new players in the Xbox ecosystem.
I didn't see that, but that makes sense. Series S, every time I go to Walmart, Target, they've always got them. The X's, I have seen some more recently, which is good. Hopefully, like the supply chain is getting a lot better now. I still never seen a PS5 in the wild, but obviously that's the more sought out console. That would make sense that I can't, because I'm not actively looking for it. So, but I've still just never randomly come across one in a store. So yeah, that's good that the supply stuff is finally starting to relax, and we can get some consoles out there, because like we said before, 2023 it's going to be huge for Game Pass with Redfall, Starfield, whatever else gets announced at the Game Awards. lots of awesome stuff. So, like, super excited.
And it means that so basically the Series S is a good enough value for like people who haven't had an Xbox before to jump in and get a console, get Game Pass, and
Yeah,
kind of have like their budget console that it's not necessarily running 4K, but it still has Game Pass. You still have access to a bunch of games, and that's why 50% of the people who buy Series S are new to the Xbox ecosystem, because
yep,
it's it's a pretty amazing deal. I'm not trying to be an Xbox fanboy or anything, but like it really is like it's giving people an opportunity to play all these games for a pretty low cost, like a low barrier to entry. And like
yeah,
to be honest, like PlayStation doesn't really have that. They have the $400 discless version, but that actually makes buying games a little bit harder because digital games don't really go on sale as much as physical ones do.
yeah, yeah,
So it's just a little harder to like actually get started in the ecosystem with Sony. I mean, they have PlayStation Plus, but that's kind of still being built out. So it's cool to see. Cool to see.
yeah. Yeah, I mean it's yeah, and they just had a sale. I don't think it's going on anymore, but like I think the Xbox dropped down to like 250 plus a controller, an extra controller. So I don't know if that was at Target or Best Buy or where at, but yeah. So yeah, that's good for Xbox peoples. Nick, did you watch any of the Silent Hill stuff? The transmission last week?
I watched the trailers after the fact.
Yeah, same here.
And I see that they're remaking Silent Hill 2.
Yep.
So I'm excited to play that for the first time. I've never.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks
delved into that
really
before.
good. It's being made by Bluebird team. I know a lot of people are like, eh. But I mean, I liked the medium. I really liked that game. It wasn't the greatest, but I liked it visually as well. And this, like the Silent Hill 2, looks really good. Hopefully it's on par with the Resident Evil remakes, because 4 looks so freaking good. Yeah. So I didn't watch anything. I think I only watched the trailer for 2. I didn't watch like the Silent Hill F trailer. I think it was like the new Silent Hill entry coming out. And I think there's like another movie coming out from like the original director as well.
Yeah, Silent Hill F. That trailer looked really good. That one looked.
I need to watch it. Yeah.
Apparently, people really love the artists, or either the artist or the writer behind this game. But it looks really good. Yeah, excited to check out 2. Bloober team, I don't know, man. I can't tell if I liked the medium because there was nothing else out at the time, and we were kind of like we were in that like honeymoon period for the new consoles, and I was like, okay, this is like the first Series X, Series S exclusive.
Yep.
I can't tell if that's why I liked it, and like I don't know if I'd like it if I played it again.
Yeah, I mean that's always always tough, but I mean I
don't think
I liked it for the most part. I know it was like honeymoon phase and that's all we had to play at the time, but I did like it. I don't know, it wasn't revolutionary.
No.
And I don't know if they're gonna be. The Silent Hill 2 it has combat, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I really hope Bloober Team is able to do something with combat, because they really haven't done anything.
Yeah, that's
combat before.
Yeah, that's the tricky situation.
I don't think they're going to do a very good job with this.
You don't think so? You don't have high hopes for it?
I don't. I think Bloober Team has like their specific niche, and I think this is a little bit outside of that. I think this is a little bit of a bigger project than they can chew. And there's a lot riding on it too, because like people love Silent Hill. And like if people are complaining about a shot of the main character looking into the mirror. I don't know if you saw like all the complaints about like, oh, like art direction and lighting, like that really doesn't exist in this remake.
Yeah.
People are complaining about that stuff. They're gonna tear this game a new one
Yeah.
if that happens throughout the game.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to. When does this game come out? Is it 2023?
Yeah, 2023.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm optimistic. I'm not like, again, I've never, I don't, yeah, I've never played a Silent Hill game, so I don't have that nostalgia for it. So I won't also have that disappointment if it's not
True.
a good game. So I am optimistic about it. Hopefully it's good. Will it be as probably good as RE2, 3, 4 remake? Probably not. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. But speaking of RE4,
yeah. So yeah.
oh my god, that trailer, dude!
I actually just watched it today, for the first time. I watched like the whole showcase earlier.
Yeah.
So yeah, they kind of showed off like the winners expansion stuff, which looks really cool. I don't know if it's gonna be like a traditional Resident Evil like experience, like gameplay, like gunplay wise and stuff like that. It's hard to tell. It definitely looks interesting, but it doesn't look like it's.
I think it's gonna be good, not great.
Yeah, yeah. Which I mean, the expansions for like Resident Evil 7 wasn't great, so like I'm not expecting too much.
Yeah. I mean, they were fun, but they weren't. I don't know. DLCs are always really hard.
Yeah.
Because they all like. I feel like every DLC gets rated way lower than the actual game.
Yeah, and I don't think Resident Evil has really ever had like a good DLC. They haven't had a ton, granted, but
aside from End of Zoe,
seven had DLC.
The one where you could, where you had your fist, where you were playing as a.
Was 7 the only one? Is that the one that had DLC? That might have been it.
Was that it?
I think so. I don't.
They haven't had a lot of DLC though.
Yeah. So it was good, but yeah, not super great. But so yeah, this looks like it's going to be pretty good. I'm all for, and it's cheap. It's it's a low $20 whatever. The new mercenary mode with Heisenberg and Lady D looks really cool. Definitely gonna give that a shot. Third person looks awesome. Yeah.
Never see his face though.
Yeah, he looks away from the camera. Okay.
His face. Oh man, like it's probably just like it's such a boring like looking like normal white guy. Like,
yeah, I have to say like average white dudes looking like what do you want to expect?
What are you hiding?
Right. But RE4 looks insanely good. This is exactly what we want, I think, out of like a remake. Yeah. Stay relatively true to like the original, but add like modern day mechanics.
Modern day mechanics, expanding on areas, like even like the first house that you go into, like that was like
huge,
greatly expanded upon. Everything just feels like streamlined. Like everything, it looked really good. Like they added kind of like parries for the chainsaw guy or for like attacks. Like I don't know how you parry a chainsaw with a knife, but it looks really cool when Leon does it.
Yeah.
And then, they kind of like changed. They changed characters for the better. It seems like they changed like the character models and like the actual characters themselves.
Yeah.
I'm sure Ashley's going to be less annoying this time around.
I hope so. Yeah.
Which is going to be cool. It honestly looks really great. I cannot be happier with this trailer, with how this game looks. Seeing the merchant, although he didn't say what are you boying.
It's not the same voice actor. Yeah. I don't know if it's the same voice actor for Leon. To be honest, I'm not sure. It's probably not. It's probably the one from RE2 remake, I would assume. I'm not sure. But yeah, definitely not the same voice actor for the merchant. But it's fine. It's close enough. So
we'll live.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll. What are you buying? They'll say that for the game. It's got to be in it.
That in there.
But yeah, we got to look at Ada Wong. Her outfit looks more appropriate for her being like a spy espionage, like instead of like a dress. That makes no sense back in the day, but yeah, now she's got like her suit on or whatever. Yeah, we gotta look at like all the like the main bads in the game. They all look amazing. The giant, the fish, or whatever.
Yeah, the giant looks awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, it looks incredible. I cannot wait.
And I really think they learned their lesson with 3. I don't think they're gonna cut too much content, and if they do, it's gonna be like content that probably needed to be cut from Resident Evil 4. Like I can think of some specific areas near the end of that game that I could have gone without.
What are you thinking of?
Just like that the island at the end was a little bit long in the tooth.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Where you wake up in the island and you have to escape, and like that's like a whole like 2 hours of you just fighting enemy after enemy, essentially.
I can't wait to see like the regenerators.
Yeah, they're gonna be freaky. I wonder if there's gonna be like a stalker.
Yeah,
like there is with every other.
Well, there's that one. There's the one. I can't remember the enemy's name, but like when you're in like the, I don't know if it's a sewer, but like you're in the underground and you have to like freeze the monster. There's like the cryo tanks. You have to like freeze it and shoot it. Do you remember that one?
I think so.
I don't think it was called like Stalker or something like that, but it was like a stalking type enemy. Like it'll go up into like the grates and stuff and come out and try to attack you.
Like, well, I meant the ones like Mr. X or Lady D.
No, I don't. I mean, other than the one I just mentioned, that's like the closest you'll get. I don't think there'll be something that's constantly
like omnipresent.
Yeah, unless they change up like, what's the big guy's name? The one that's got like the key behind its eye. I think he's got like the big trench coat. Maybe they'll turn him into like a like an omnipresent type of enemy, stalking you in that first half of the game or something like that. That could be interesting, but
that could be cool. Like,
but they didn't have it in the original, so I don't know if they would do that, or if they need that. I don't know if I necessarily want. I don't need like an omnipresent enemy.
I like being able to explore.
Yeah.
In Resident Evil 4, like that's kind of the fun part after you like clear an area. It's just going around and just exploring.
Yeah.
And that would kind of get in the way of that.
Yeah.
But it looks great.
Yeah.
Coming out in March.
Yeah, March 30 or March 24th, I think.
March 24th.
I tried to look at and see about that collector's edition, but it was sold out.
I'm sure it was.
It was apparently it was GameStop exclusive, so it was super sold out.
Doomed from the start.
So, which is what I expected, but I had to at least try to see what it was, because I don't even know how much it is. I'm sure it's like $200 or something like that. So,
I think it is.
Yeah, that game is $60 though. Resident Evil 4.
Not 70.
Not 70.
But Dead Space is 70.
Yeah, I don't think Capcom has ventured over into the $70 stuff yet.
Right. Because EA definitely has.
Yes.
They were like one of the first.
Yeah, they were one of the first.
Of course they were.
To run over. So yeah, I mean, Callisto, December, January is Dead Space, and then March is RE4.
Oh.
Just good time, man.
What a quarter. What a quarter. What a time to be alive.
Yeah, next year is going to be impossible for Game of the Year stuff. Like, I thought this year was going to be like relatively hard, but next year's, if everything like comes out when it's supposed to come out, in like the first half, it's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah. Because like I don't think RE4 or Dead Space are going to get pushed too far.
No, I think
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, there's always that chance for Zelda, but I also think they're going to be pushing new hardware too with Zelda, so we'll see.
You think so? You think they'll be pushing? You think it'll be launching with new hardware?
I think so. That's my gut feeling is we'll get new hardware.
God, we haven't talked about new hardware in a while.
I know. That's my Alexa, stop. Oh, sorry, I said it. I'll cut that out so I don't trigger people's machine. Um, yeah, I think I don't know. I think Nintendo's going to want to have that thing on new hardware so it can run the best it can run. But
Do you think
also,
that's why they haven't showed it off too much?
I don't know. I mean, maybe
Because they're waiting to like unveil like a actual trailer with new hardware.
yeah. But then like, how long in advance did they announce the Switch? Was it like
It was
like
October, and then it launched in March. So it's 5 months, or
okay.
like 4.5.
Okay. So, I mean, maybe. I don't think I don't think Game Awards is the place to announce a new console. I don't think anybody's ever announced a new console there, which would be huge.
Well, Xbox announced.
They did
They
have the
showed off
series.
the
They
new-
showed off the trailer for the Series X. That's right. That's right. Maybe.
But
I mean, that's always a possibility, I guess. But I think Nintendo's going to do its.
they can do their own thing, and they'd garner just as much attention, if not more.
Yeah. I mean, because they could have a trailer for Zelda, and then follow it up with, here's the first look at the next console that's going to be launching alongside of it.
Will that be 6 years?
Yeah, 6 years.
At that point.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a long console life.
No, but I mean, not that
Switch
people say it matters when it comes to Nintendo, but some people are thinking it's a little long in the tooth, which, so some games run well, some games could probably do better on. Obviously can do better on some better hardware.
It's long in the tooth because halfway through this life cycle, the next gen of Xbox and PlayStation launched.
Right.
And that was obviously a graphical leap, whereas Nintendo really doesn't do that often with their iterations, with their new consoles.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. But one question I do have
We'll see. We'll see.
is Metroid Prime going to happen? Is Metroid Prime 1 remake?
This year? I don't think that. I think we would have got an announcement already.
I think you're right.
There's no way that they can announce it. Well, I mean, they could, I guess, but I don't think there's any way that they can announce it and then put marketing on it. I mean, unless they announced it like right now, and then it came out like first couple of weeks in December. I don't see it. Jeff Grubb is gonna have to shave his head.
Yeah. I don't know if that one exists. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know
Yeah.
if that like one Twilight Princess HD, Wind Waker, like
No.
I don't think so.
No, yeah, I don't think so either. Not at this point. I mean, maybe like 2024 with like another console. They could put that on there as like a jump start to the console. But yeah, I don't foresee. That's why no one really talks about it anymore. I think people just realize that it's not really a thing, especially Metroid. Like,
there's plenty to play.
Yeah,
plenty of games. Like if they said that Metroid Prime was launching later this month or next month, I'd be like, oh, great, another thing to add to my backlog of games.
Yeah.
Although I would drop other games to play that one, but
yeah. I mean, I would love to play, either the remake of one, or if they just ported over the trilogy and like up-res it a little bit, like I'd be fine with that. I would love to play through those games before. I think I don't know, man. You think we would see them before 4 dropped, but we don't know when 4 is coming. So,
yeah,
that's
the caveat, right? It's like they don't want to launch it too far away from Metroid Prime 4, and I'm sure that once, like, if this is a thing, if this is real, then I'm sure that once they have a date for Metroid Prime 4, or if they have like a quarter or a time period, then they'll focus on launching and marketing the remake, just to kind of like garner hype before Prime 4 comes out.
Do we see Metroid Dread 2 before we see Metroid Prime 4?
No, but we might see like a, I don't know, like a Super Metroid remake or something.
Okay.
Because that would be next on the list. Because Metroid 2 is remade, so that would mean that Super is up next,
Okay. We'll see.
or like a port of the
Yeah.
3DS remake.
Yeah, where's that at? Put that on the Switch. Jeez, man. I don't know. Yeah, Nintendo's, they could literally do anything. They have so much that they could do, and they don't give us any
And
details.
they go every day without doing it.
Yep.
They wake up every day and say, "Not today."
Nope. Yeah, we're gonna put out a mediocre direct. All right, here you go, guys.
They've got all these announcement tweets just drafted up, just ready to go, and however their intern is feeling that day, they say nope, no Metroid Prime announcements today.
Buddy, do you wanna tweet out Metroid Prime remake news? Not right now, man. I'm sleepy.
I'm a little sleepy. I didn't have my breakfast. I didn't have my Wheaties this morning. Maybe tomorrow.
Do you think we'll get another Twitter drop soon?
Of what? Of a direct?
No, just like a random game, like announced, like a relatively big game. No.
I think right now it's all marketing for Bayonetta 3.
Well, not for this year. Do you think the next piece of news that comes out of Nintendo is going to be like some random like Twitter drop, like on a random Wednesday or something?
I think so. I don't know what it'll be, but it'll be random, I think. Because like a direct won't be until like late January or February.
Yeah.
At the earliest.
Yeah, probably February. But that's usually when they do them. But they can do whatever they want. But yeah, I mean, the only thing we haven't. Well, PlayStation just had did they have was it first party or third party?
I think it was third party.
Did you see the rumor that they haven't done a state of play because they didn't want to add to the fire of the Bethesda acquisition or the Blizzard acquisition? They're the worst, man. Exclusive. Yeah, because they'll probably show off like Final Fantasy, like one of the biggest RPGs of all time. So,
yeah, and I forgot that Silent Hill 2 is exclusive to PS5.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's coming PC and PS5. So yeah, it is what it is.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, I think that is going to wrap up the show. Appreciate everyone that's tuned in live and has caught the podcast on the various podcasting platforms, whatever your choice is. We really appreciate it. Nick, where can they follow us over on our socials?
They can follow us on Twitter at GamingWTBros. We be tweeting.
But we'd be tweeting.
All the other people on there. If you want to email us, you can email us at gamingwiththebroscast@yahoo.com. Sorry, gamingwiththebros@yahoo.com.
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching. If you want to follow us on TikTok, Gaming with the Broscast, and then Instagram, Gaming with the Broscast as well. And that is all down below in the description. So go check us out.
Yes. I assume at this point we'll probably just do like a Xenoblade 3 and a Plague Tale double feature for spoilers.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if we should. Yeah. Would you want to post them together or just record them together and post them separately?
Yeah. I mean, we can record it at any time, but yeah, if we we can record it together and I'll just separate them and put them on the feed.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Let's do that. I'm gonna try to finish it this week.
Okay. Cool.
And maybe we could do it.
So yeah, we'll post that out. If you haven't played Xenoblade, play that game because it's amazing.
It's freaking awesome, dude. Xenoblade's great.
Yep. So yeah, we'll be talking about probably more Mario Rabbids. If I pick it up next week, Resident Evil, Bayonetta 3 for sure. And then God of War is November 8th. So yeah.
Coming up.
And then when's the Game Awards? Is that December 7th or 8th?
Like 6th or 7th.
6th. So I know it's on a Thursday. Is all I know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, lots to look forward to.
And then podcast Monday or Tuesday because of Halloween.
Oh yeah, probably Tuesday, unless you want to record Sunday night.
Yeah, I mean we could do Sunday, we could do Tuesday. Doesn't matter to me.
We'll shoot for Sunday, but we can play it by ear too.
Okay.
Like, even if you want to like record like earlier during the day or something.
Okay.
I don't typically have much plans on Sunday, so.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, I usually keep it pretty
good.
Low key, as the kids say.
A nice low key Sunday.
Nice low key, non-sweaty Sunday.
Keep sweaty.
Keep sweaty. All right, guys. Again, we appreciate everyone listening, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.